Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I thought of another way. This is part two, and if you didn't watch part one, go back and watch part one. I thought of another way that would be a lot better to make this border. One, this border's not even, the bottom and sides aren't the same. But if you take a 2-point line and go from there to there, and then you go ahead and delete the lines that need to be deleted, which is, that one, this one, this one, this one, this one. What you're doing is just trying to figure out, the ones that are solid that just have half a hole need to stay there. The ones that are not need to be taken away, because what you're doing is you're completing you're encapsulating that part of the drawing. It's kind of hard to explain, but this is a limb going into it, and everything else is between there. So you want to keep if there's something that you immediately see that's going to quit, you need to keep that. And I think we got it. No, what I would really do, none of the other lines are actually touching. So here's what we're going to do. Let's zoom in here. We're going to go ahead and take away this line. And take away, well, see, it took away all the rest of the line. Now, select it all. Hold down your shift key and hit your rectangle tool. That put a rectangle exactly around it, but we don't really want that there. So we're going to nudge it out of the way for just a second. There's the one we completed earlier. Now, so this is the exact border. We're going to go to Effects and Contour. We're going to contour the outside one time. And I'm going to say on this big a drawing, we want at least 1.5 inches. That's quite a bit, but let's go 1 inch. You can decide what you want to do with it. Then go to Object, Break Contour Apart, and just grab the top, the big contour, and put this back. And there is your window pane. And it's got equal sides. Now you could make that less, but especially if you're a laser engraver, and then this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And then the only other thing I would suggest to this person, let's see, these aren't really done. Let's say that we have Control G and group this together. Let's say this is all 6 panels done. We're finished, we're done with it. We got all 6 panels done like that. And you want to know how big each panel should be to make whatever size you want. Well, let's, couple of ways you could do this. One, probably the easiest, quickest way is just Control D, make a duplicate, and move this over. And if you got snapped, well, let's back up here. See, when you get rounded nodes, it's because you've Control D before you started moving it. And then have this snap to it, Control D. So what we're doing is Control D. And this is, personal preference, whether you're going to have these frames touching. Let's say you don't want them touching. Let's say you want them an inch apart. Well, let's set our nudge distance on 1 inch, and let's nudge this one twice, and this one once, this one twice, this one once. Whoop. And then grab these 3 and nudge it down once. So now you've got this configuration. We've got, remember I'm going to Control G it, don't really have to. Remember the first drawing was with the ratio unlocked, it was 120 inches by 96. Okay? Now that's your drawing. That's the way you're going to hang it on the wall. And this way you'll know that each piece is going to be 38.4 by 46. So that would definitely fit on your laser or your plasma table bed. Most tables are at least 48 by 48. I hope that helped them a little bit. And this is a massive job. That's a lot of cuts. People that don't know anything about plasma cutting, this could go south real quick on you. So the advantage of cutting these, well, it looks funny because I duplicated the same tree limb over and over and over. By cutting these out individually, you're not wasting a humongous piece of steel if it goes south. And if you're a plasma cutter, you know what I'm talking about. Your consumable could get stopped up. You know, you could lose power, have a flicker in electricity, have a lightning storm, and sometimes you can get it back, sometimes you can't get it back in that exact spot. That's one advantage I think we have in laser engraving. You could turn your machine off and start it back as long as you didn't move your home position and recut this over and over and over. So I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you.